Okay, all right. Hello, 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 everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hi, today's event is my Shamanic Saturdays. I plan on doing these like at least once a month, have a different theme every time. So this one today, our theme is to meet another version of yourself. And so, real quick, let me introduce myself for some people I see here are new. I am Siobhan. My healer name is Wyzdom DVine, and my shamanic name is Heals the Mother. And I am a certified shamanic healer and instructor and Reiki master teacher, shamanic Reiki. And I am also an ordained spiritual minister, officiant of ceremonies, and I have a couple of other things that I'm doing. I've done a lot of things. I stay busy. I like to learn. I'm a student for life. I'm sure a lot of you are that are here as well. So I create classes and sessions and events like this where we can all come together and talk like we were just doing about being empathic, highly sensitive, what I call gifted helpers. Some kind of way you're put on, kind of, you know you have a gift, you know you have a purpose, you're supposed to do something. And so I create these spaces so that you can get in touch with your guides and your own divine spirits that need to talk to you and get you on the right path. So you know, what am I doing here? And get those messages. So this today's subject is a really important one. Meeting with different versions of myself was some of the biggest healings that I had. I've met with inner child. I've met with future self. I've met with higher self, and I've met with past life versions of myself. And every single time I did one of those, it was big healing, big medicine waiting for me in those particular types of journeys. So the one that I wanted to give an example of today was the first time I met my higher self. And at that time, a couple of you might know, because I've talked about it in a couple of events and even on my videos on YouTube, that I have had a couple of stints of homelessness in my life. And so this was during a time when I was, I said for me that it was by choice, right? Because I move around a lot and I'm like a gypsy. I know we don't use that word, but I was a nomad. And so I moved around a lot, and that was just my lifetime. My son and me, we just call ourselves gypsies. But there were times when I wasn't just moving around. I couldn't find like a good place to live. And so I'd be on couches and in hotels and different things. And so I decided to find out, what was that about? Like, what is it about me? What do I need to heal so that I can actually start putting some roots down and actually have a home that I don't feel isolated from or ostracized, or like, because even as a kid, I used to always tell the adults in my house, I feel like an orphan. I don't feel like I actually have a home, like I don't belong here. So I decided to do a journey on that. And my higher self came in front of me. And I always say, she looks fine, like everything I want to be. Like, it was like, wait, are you me? Because I don't look like that. So she is this glowing spirit, this glowing, beautiful, beautiful woman. And she tells me she's my higher self. And I'm like, oh, well, like, okay, I'll take it. And so she takes me on her journey through my past and through some of the things that I experienced, even as a child, being like evicted from an apartment and seeing your stuff on the on the corner. Like, you grab everything you can, but everything that's left behind, the landlords throw out on the corner. And if you pass by there one day, you'd be like, oh, that's our stuff out there, And so we had to go through all of these different places where she just kind of talked to me and was like, here's what you were thinking. Here's what the little girl in you was experiencing. Here's the hurt you got from that. And then even some of those times, like I said, where I was in a home, in my grandmother's home, but feeling like an orphan, feeling like, well, I don't, I'm not my grandmother's child. I'm going to mute. There we go. I'm not my grandmother's child. And, and I felt like everybody had it like their favorite, like the aunt's favorite was my sister. My grandmother's favorite was my middle sister. Like, everybody had their favorite out of all of us. And I felt like I wasn't. I just felt like for me. And so my higher self took me to that and did healing on all of those different events inside of me, and had me process it and realize that these were things that were affecting me even now as an adult. And so that was really, really monumental. I just felt better. I don't know how to describe it. I always say that when we go in our memories, we're actually time traveling. And if you can use that to your benefit to like manipulate things that happened in the past, instead of using it to like relive it and get re-traumatized, instead use that memory to go in there and do something different, change something, you will literally feel all the ripples of time of it coming up to now, to the current moment. So that's another reason why I really like past life journeys as well. But your inner child will help you to heal. Your future self will help you to heal, or even different lifetimes, or your galactic selves. That'll be really interesting if somebody today sees yourself from another planet or a parallel universe. Let me know. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm just going to really quick leave it open if anybody has any questions about what I just shared. If not, we'll go ahead and move forward. Feel free to take yourself off mute because I can't see everybody at one time in the way that I have it set up right now. Okay. All right, cool. So what, oh, go ahead.
Actually, wait, I do have one quick question. We are going to do a meditation. Is that what we're going to do now?
Yeah, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go into, I'm going to smudge us collectively so that we'll be nice and cleansed and be ready for our journey to meet with our spirit guides. To go into spirit realm, we have to be nice and cleansed. I'm going to open up sacred medicine space, which is just putting a container around us to where we'll be protected. Nothing goes in that we don't want to go in. Nothing comes out that we don't want to come out with us. So we'll be protected in that circle. So when I do that, you guys will invite your guides to do the same and be around you, your ancestors, whoever you speak to. Before I do that, though, I'm going to give a couple of tips on how to take a shamanic journey. That's what we're doing together. So I'm going to be drumming. We're going to do a few beats on my drum. You guys are going to listen to that and go into meditative state, which is going to take you into a journey. So let's just go ahead and talk about that now. If you have ever meditated and you've gotten to the point where you get visions or downloads or messages, or you like come face to face with other guides that are talking to you, if it's easy for you to get messages when you're meditating, then this will be a breeze for you. You're basically going to do the same thing. The difference between meditation and shamanic journey is that you have an intention. You're going to specifically, and we'll say that all together before we go, I intend to go into shamanic journey to meet with another version of myself that has a message or a healing that is important for me today. And that's it. So we're going to make sure we have that intention, because we're using our free will to beckon and call forth that version of ourselves that's going to show up for us. So some of the tips that I have for that, if you haven't ever done a meditation where you have gotten clear messages and clear visions and clear, either whether it's feeling or seeing or hearing, if that's not something that you've ever done before, here's some of the things that you can do. So when I smudge you, that's one of the things, that's one of the tips. If you guys ever do journey by yourself, you want to try to make sure that your energetic body is as cleansed as possible. If you start to do this on a regular basis, you might even start to like maybe do clean eating the day before you're going to do a big journey, do a little juice fast, drink more water, flush all your toxins out with your water, because how my guides say is they want you to ring as clear as a bell. When your frequency is able to ring, they're able to push those downloads right through you, through your whole energetic body. So that's a tip that you can also do. Another tip is, for some people, it has to be really dark. If you have your eyelids closed and you can't feel yourself like really being able to sink into that, you might want to get a blindfold or close the blinds or do something to make it really dark for you. That sensory deprivation is really, really good. It's powerful to help you go further into the void, which is where all the possibilities are. So when you go into that darkness, that void, that's when you're able to, it's like bringing up a stew and having things bubble up to the top, right? So like as you go into the darkness, imagine that darkness is that potential, that big pot where anything can float and bubble up right to the surface. So the darker that it is for you, if you're having a hard time, that might be the thing to help you. You want to make sure that you take some deep cleansing breaths, which we'll do together right before we start. And that helps to like just wake your whole energetic body up, get yourself ready, get yourself connected with your chi, with your spirit that's going to be leaving your body to go to these spirit realms. The way that a lot of people journey, and the way I teach to go into journey, is that we want to start with a place in nature in your mind. So I'm going to give you guys that instruction in a second, but basically what we're going to start, when you start to hear the drum, I want you to remember a place. So try to think of that place that might be now in nature, around trees, around a park, some kind of, if you've ever been to a camping trip, if you've been in the forest, if you have a favorite place in the desert, if you have a favorite place at the beach, some sort of nature that you can recall with vividness. So you want to bring as many details as possible. So we'll start there. You'll think about this place. You'll get really, really silenced in your mind, and you'll focus. Try to hear the sounds that would be at that place. So if at the beach, try to imagine the seagulls. Imagine the sound of the waves. Try to imagine the sound of the wind. If you're in the forest and you're taking a walk, you're crunching on the leaves underneath your feet, or the mossy, the ground underneath you. You feel the roots breaking as you're stepping into that, right? Or the mud and you're standing in there. Or if you're walking on the sand, your feet are sinking into that sand. Bring sound, bring sensation, bring the smells of the wet bark of the trees, the smells of the ocean, wherever you're at. Bring in as much of that descriptive detail using all your senses as possible. Once you feel that you're really there and you can just feel your body and your memory, you're back in that place. What I want you to do is I want you to look around and find a tree. And this tree is the world axis tree. It's the world tree, the tree of life. People call it different things. And it's basically the tree that gives you access to all of the different parallel unseen realities. So the tree goes down into the ground, it goes up into the sky. It's connected to everything. It's connected to things that are below and above. And so that's why it helps you to connect. When you go towards that tree, you're going to find somewhere around that tree, you'll find your the next phase, which is going to be a butterfly. And so for our selves that we're going to find, we're going to follow that butterfly. So go towards the tree. As soon as you see your butterfly, follow that butterfly. That butterfly is going to be your guide that's going to take you to yourself. Wherever your future self, your past life self, whichever version of yourself you're going to meet, the butterfly will lead you there. Now, one of the things I always like to say is that if your guides take you somewhere different, if your guides override you, froze a little bit. If your guides are overriding you, listen to them, don't listen to me. I always say, I am not the ultimate authority. Your guides are the ultimate authority. So we call that guide override. If the guides override me and they yank you and do something different with you and they have a different message for you or a different pathway to yourself, you don't see a butterfly, you don't see a tree, you go straight into something else, go ahead and go with it. Just follow along and allow that to happen. Just let it take you wherever it goes, and just know that whatever's happening is what's meant to happen for you today. So while that's happening, me and my guides, we're going to be holding space for you. And so one of the things that my guides have given me is the ability to step into a portal where I can actually send information or send energy to everyone that is in our circle, in our sacred circle, and push that energy towards you so that it helps you to see the things that you need to see. This gives you a little guide if you need it. If nobody needs me, then I'm just there in the portal, just sitting there waiting for it. But if I feel that someone needs a little bit of help, I'll go ahead and just send a little help there. And it doesn't show me who it is. It kind of just shows me a dot on a grid. It's like I just see the grid out there, and then I'll see a dot like, oh, that person needs something. And I'll just kind of send a little energy towards you to help you with your journey, so that you're able to see what it is that you need to see. So that's what we're going to do today. And it's really beneficial to have this all together, to do it in the circle, because when we're gathered together like this in a circle, in our shamanic tribe, we're able to help each other and have our energies be around, and that makes it more powerful. Okay, so is there any questions on that, on how to take the journey in particular, and any tips? And the tips that I just shared on how to try to drop down further. If you feel yourself getting distracted, take a deep breath. You might see when I'm drumming, sometimes I'll go like that. That's just me sinking back into it, because I might feel like I'm starting to kind of float a little somewhere else or get distracted. I get myself back deeper into there by taking a deep breath. So any questions? Okay, like I said, feel free to take yourself off mute if you are going to ask a question, since I can't see everybody at once, or you can raise the little hand because I can see those. Okay, looks like we got it all here. Let me check the chat real quick. Oh, yeah. So many things you're saying are just, oh, yeah, just mind blowing. Right, right. Yeah. And I'm sure that a lot of people can relate to some of the things I'm saying. And if you guys feel like this is something that you really feel called to and you want to go further into your studies about this and get training on the shamanic path, I'll share with you guys a way that you can learn with me and get certified to do that at the end of this event. But first, let's go ahead and get ourselves ready to go into journey. Another thing that helps you, like I said, to smudge your energetic body, to release things that are energetically going to weigh you down, is a really good way to make sure that you're going into journey and you're actually seeing something and it's a little bit easier for you. So one thing that I'd like to do to unleash some of that heaviness that we don't want to take with us into journey is to do a fire ceremony. And that's to throw in anything in the fire that is heavy, that is weighing you down, that you want to release. And so today, since we're getting started a little bit later, what I would like you to do is if everybody would just take a moment and think of something you want to release that's been heavy, that's been bothering you lately. And also think of what you want to replace that with. As you're releasing that and getting that out of your life, you want to transmutate that. You want to be an alchemist and turn that into gold. So we're going to put that in the fire to create that chemical reaction. What are you releasing? What are you letting go of? And now what do you want to call in to take its place? That you want to transmutate that to something positive. If you just take a moment and imagine what that is, I'm going to give you guys a moment. And if anybody wants to share, you can type that in the chat. And if we have time afterwards, I'll go in there and read some of those. But I'm just going to sit here for a moment in a moment of silence for you guys to put in what it is that you're releasing into this fire and transmutate what it is that you're calling in. And that way we can all be a little bit lighter as we go into this journey together and step into this sacred circle. Okay. In Munai, in love, I say. And so it is. Okay, so this fire is gonna still be here. If anybody wants to type anything else, feel free to go ahead and continue releasing in the chat. No worries. And now I'm gonna go ahead and start our energetic cleansing. What I would like everyone to do is hold an image of roots actually growing out of the bottom of you, whether it's the bottom of your feet or if you're sitting on the ground, just the bottom of your tailbone, going down into the ground, into the Mother Earth, just asking her to take away everything that you're ready to release. I'm going to send it down through those roots. And at the same time, imagine your crown chakra opening like a halo over your head, inviting the divine white light to just come in right through that crown chakra and wash over all of your chakras, sending down everything that we're releasing down into those roots. So as you imagine that, I'm just going to smudge us collectively, starting at the crown. I like to tell everybody what I'm smudging with every day, every time I'm smudging. So today I'm using the seashell with some sage leaves, white sage leaves in here. And then I'm going to use this turkey feather to waft and wave the smoke around. Okay, everybody get grounded. Okay, now starting at your crown. Third eye. The nice open throat chakra. Heart chakra. solar plexus, sacral, and roots. Going down, down, down to the Mother Earth, asking her to take everything that we are ready to release today through these roots, everything that is no longer beneficial to us, and all that was never ours to carry to begin with. Down through these roots to your center core where they can be burned up in your magma and do harm to no one else. Or, as you see fit, dear Mother, to use as fertilizer to grow beautiful things for our future. Amen. I say, aho. Okay. All right, so today in everyone's in the collective chakras, what I saw was third eye was like really, really open. So a lot of people are ready. It feels like it was kind of like seeing a tunnel of like rings of like different colored lights, just like going through, making a tunnel through your third eye. So that's awesome. A lot of people are really in tune with and connected to third eye at this time. It feels like that's something that you guys already know. Several of you are having awakenings and deeper, more vivid dreams and downloads than normal. So that's awesome. That's awesome. And I really, really felt that. So crown, we just cleansed, throat, just cleanse, heart. Like I said, usually when I get a group of people, there's always some heart healing that needs to be done. So we just cleared a little bit, feels like a little bit of grief, a little bit of sadness in there. We just cleansed that and just gave a, kind of comforting energy. Just put some comforting energy in your heart space for you. Solar plexus didn't show me anything at this time. Sacral, a couple, not everybody, but a couple of people in the group had some sacral chakras that kind of jumped out at me. Feels a little bit like mine, which I'm healing stuff in my sacral chakra right now, like fibroid type stuff and what do you call those, ovarian cyst type stuff, which I'm doing a lot better. But so if someone's energy feels like mine, that kind of lets me know that you have like a similar thing going on. So somebody here might have that. And then roots. And so roots, we just cleansed that. That was kind of a mixture also. Some people feeling very rooted and some people not feeling very grounded where they are. That's usually indicative of you not being in the home that you want to be in yet, or just not, or maybe just moved and haven't settled into that place, or you really want to move and you're not moving yet, but you're ready to be out. You're ready to move out of where you are. Oh, I do know somebody here that is planning on moving. So maybe that's her energy that I'm feeling today. So that was our chakra update for today, just collectively what they showed me at this time. So there's that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up our sacred space around us. And so everyone who's here, if you have your specific guides that you work with or your ancestors, whoever you would like to be here with you, you can just call them forward, ask them to be around you today as we go into this journey, just to guide you and to also protect you, to have your back and make sure that nothing that doesn't have its permission, doesn't have our permission to be in our circle is not here. And while you do that, I'm going to open up sacred medicine space the way that I do, which is a shamanic way, talking to the 4 directions and the archetypes and spirits of those 4 directions. So you guys do that whichever way makes you feel comfortable. I'm going to wake up our spirits and directions here with my bell today. Just inviting the guides and the spirits to be here with us now. Thank you so much for your presence. We feel you here already. Thanking you in advance for all of the healing and guidance and messages that we received today. And starting with the spirits of the South and all the spirits, including Sachamama, Great Serpent Mother, we ask that you be here with us today and help us to release anything that needs to be released from the past or whenever, all in one piece, the way that you shed your skin, so that it's easy and comes out right together when it needs to. Guide us and protect us. Aho. And to all of the spirits of the West, including the spirit of Otorongo, Goddess, Mother Jaguar, be here with us now. Help us to recognize when something is our fear versus our intuition, and help us to make it safely across the rivers of life so that we can make it to the other side effortlessly. Guide us and protect us. Aho. To all the spirits in the north, including the spirits of our ancestors, the Apu, the curanderas, the men, the women that came before us with ancient knowledge. We ask that you help us to release our doubt and our confusion and replace that with your knowledge and your wisdom. And to see Waikenti, Royal Hummingbird, come to us in our life now and help us to gather the nectar, the sweetness of life, to remember that there's always sweetness around us that can be gathered so that we can pollinate purpose and beauty everywhere that we go. Guide us and protect us. Aho. And to all of the spirits in the east, including the spirit of eagle and condor. Eagle, help us to rise above the situations around us. Help us to be better than that and rise above that chaos so that we can look down upon it with the bird's eye view, zeroing in on only the details that are meant for us so that we can take them back to our own nest for processing. And to Condor, please help us to remember that whenever we want to, we can fly wing to wing with the divine spirit and bring back messages from the Creator just like you do. Guide us and protect us. Aho. And underneath us, dear Mother Earth, thank you so much for being such a good mother to us, for embracing us and cradling us in your womb and bosom always. Thank you for everything that you provide us, all the nurture and nourishment that you provide us. Help us to remember that all of us are here together as one tribe here, your tribe, that we're connected with the stones, the plants, the feathers, the two leg, the many legs, the four legs, all of the different beings and spirits here together on this planet. Help us to connect roots when we are meant to connect roots and to pull our roots back to ourselves when we are meant to pull them back to ourselves. Guide us and protect us. Aho. And above us, we speak to all of the sky spirits, to the sun, to the moon, to the many stars and the ancestors and nations that came before us. Oh. To the divine creator spirit who is of many names and even names yet unknown, and to our divine creator team. Shine your light down on us now. Shine your light on our path. Shine your light on the messages that we're meant to receive so that we're always knowing which way is meant for us and which way is not. Guide us and protect us not only today, but always. Amen. Ashe. Aho. Okay. So now we're going to go into our journey. Let me make sure real quick, though, that no one has any other questions before we start going into our journey. Nope. You got it? Okay. So once again, our intention that you're going to have in your mind is that we intend to go into shamanic journey for the purpose of meeting with another version of ourselves that will have a healing or message that is important for us today. Okay? And so while you guys remember that intention and get yourself comfortable, whatever you need to do, if you need to turn out your lights, if you need to lay back, whatever you need to do to get ready. If you're just gonna sit back and take a couple of breaths. Oh, let's do it right now. Let's all take our cleansing breaths just while you listen to me. You can do that. On the third breath, we're gonna let out with noise. So the first breath. Is 1. That's 2. And this last one, we're just gonna let out with an ah. Hold it. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Feel the breath go all the way to the top of your head and then let out. Ah. Okay. You're shaking off if you need to shake off. If you have a favorite crystal or anything by you, you can have that by you. I have mine in my mojo bag here. Just have it close by to help you out, just kind of boost. I have our incense for spirit guides with us going, so I'm just sending all that energy to all of you. And we're just going to start. Remember at first, we're starting with our place in nature. Bring that place in nature to your mind with as much imagery as possible. What do you smell? What do you hear? What do you feel? Take a few deep breaths if you need to again. Look around. There might be some birds, or some trees, some bushes. What color is the sky? Is it blue? Is it gray? Is it nighttime? You feel yourself being pulled in a certain direction. It feels almost like someone's looking at you, far in the distance. At first you don't know why. Then you notice a magnificent tree off in the distance. It's glowing. It sparkles. The colors are vivid. You can't really put your finger on it, but it's special. So you make your way in that direction. Felt like it was going to take you forever to get there, but somehow you're closer to it than you thought. So now you're investigating. The tree is alive with energy. You can feel its connection to so many different things, different worlds, different cultures, different times and space. While you're noticing this, you realize a butterfly has been trying to get your attention. The butterfly, too, has a magnificence about it. It's special. You don't know why, but you can tell it wants you to follow it. And so you do. wrapping up your time now. Your alternate version may have one last message, one last healing. Now it's time to say goodbye for now. Knowing that you can come back whenever you want. Gratitude to all spirit guides and everyone that assisted today. Come back when you're ready. If you have a notebook or a journal by you, go ahead and take notes of anything that you experienced today. I'll give you some time to journal that, and then we'll open up for some shares. Okay. We have some more time for journaling. Let me look over some of the things that we released today while you guys do that. Coach Brianna says, releasing money worries and stress, calling in joy and freedom and alignment that also support me financially. I say yes, definitely. Letting those money issues, throw them right to the fire and calling in that freedom and support that we all deserve, that equal energy exchange that the universe wants for us, that is in alignment with the balance of the universe. Releasing self-doubt, Coach K says, releasing self-doubt and worry and calling in confidence and faith. Yes, I think we all could use a little bit of that in our lives too. Letting go of that imposter syndrome, letting go of being anything other than who the F we are. Our guides see it, the universe sees it. We're the only ones that don't see it. So we're calling that in, that we see more and more of who we really are and gain that confidence. And Gwen says, same as Coach K. Yes. Yes to all of that. All right. Is anybody ready to share what you experienced today? Go ahead and take yourself off mute.
Okay, Queen Mother.
Yes. Hello, Queen Mother. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. I met with my future self.
Nice.
And my future self told me that I needed to let go of all of the pain, anger, and resentment towards my family for not accepting me for being me. And so as I was doing the breath work to release all of that, it then narrowed down to the real issue was my mother not accepting me, because the family just followed suit
I
with my
see.
mother.
Yes.
So, so I had to release all of the pain, anger, and resentments, specifically
Yes.
towards my mother for not accepting me.
Yes.
And then I had to forgive her because she has her own traumas.
It's true.
You
It's
know,
true.
she has her own places where she's stuck. So she never accepted herself. So she could never accept me.
Yes.
So I released all that.
Yeah, that's
So
beautiful and powerful. I got goosebumps everywhere. I'm like holding back my own tears right now. It's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. That's some powerful medicine you received. Thank you so much.
well, thank you for doing this. When I saw it, I was like, oh, I don't know. I didn't know what was going to happen,
Right.
but just my spirit was like, you need to attend.
That's
So I did, and I thank you.
You're welcome. I'm glad you came. Thank you.
Yes,
Um,
ma'am.
anyone else like to share?
Yeah, I'll share.
Okay.
And it's funny because I had to keep going off camera because even before we started, my dog got so whiny and so anxious and moving around because he could feel the energy in the guides, and he was running from that room to this room and sitting here whining. And I'm like, oh my God, let me just get you outside,
Right.
just, to calm down a little bit. So it was very nice, and thank you, for doing this. And
Yes.
kind of like Queen Mother says, I thought I was going to see my future self because that's kind of who I wanted to see, but I don't think I saw her. I think I just saw, kind of like when you mentioned maybe if it's somebody from another planet or something, like
Yeah.
I got the feeling of, I don't really know what. And it was amazing because as we first started journaling, it's like I could feel the energy of the collective. Like I did not feel like it was just me. I
Mm-hmm.
could feel the energy of all of us like moving forward. And I saw the tree, and I saw like this just beautiful Lumerian slash Atlantean slash shamanic goddess. I don't know. She had a bunch of everything all around her.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think I saw her and then I just zoned out. Like I was nowhere. It was actually peacefully, blissfully quiet
Oh,
for
beautiful.
once. And then as you started calling back, she was still standing there. And I just felt her say, stop worrying.
Mm.
Even though I don't feel like I'm worrying, she's like, stop worrying, stop trying to figure it all out, get into nature. She's like, you need to get into nature to help you center. And all of these things are coming. And it's funny because it's like when I'm reading the chat, it's like, oh yeah, I was asking for confidence. I was asking for faith. I'm probably for money because I think all of us are building businesses, and then the confidence of building our business and being able to talk and go on Zoom and do these things. I mean, it does. It takes a lot of energy and creativity. And it just, for me, it just feels so kick ass and amazing that I want to be able to be present to enjoy it. Like this time is so fleeting, and I just don't want to waste the time with where's the money? When is it coming? And do
Right.
I have an appointment? All that crap. Excuse my language.
No.
But it's just,
Fine.
like I know you guys feel what I'm saying. And so I just saw this beautiful goddess of I don't know who. And so I'm gonna take
You,
her,
goddess of
yeah, me,
you.
goddess
That
of
was
me.
That was
Yeah.
you, Julie. That was you. And that was your Lumerian goddess, intergalactic version of who you are. That's the power of all these things you've been in previous lifetimes and in current lifetimes, all built together in one. Sounds to me like that was your higher self. So your
Yeah.
higher self is
Mm.
all of those things that you've experienced in different lifetimes and even now. And what you said about making the money and all that stuff, that sounds like worry. So that's what she's saying. Cut cords with that. You don't need to think
Mm.
about that. It's gonna come. Just build it like that, like the old commercials. Build it and they
Build
will
it, they will
come.
come.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And I got that feeling of just like, anchor yourself in nature
Yes.
so you can use the energy of the trees and use the energy of the nature
Yes.
spirits. So you just create. Like I just got
Yeah.
my guides are like, we just need you to stay focused on creating so we can use your voice to do your thing that we
Exactly.
need you to do. So
Exactly.
that
Which
was
is
just
also why you felt the collective when you first went in, because they were showing you how you're going to work with the public. You're going to work with everyone. You got to be tapped into that collective to do what you do. So they were showing that to you. Like, you got this. You don't have to ask for confidence, girl. Just do it.
absolutely. So it was
Yeah.
very beautiful. So thank
Yeah.
you,
Yes, you're welcome.
Yvonne, for doing this, and all ladies here for adding your energy and collective to, help push us along
Yeah.
to seeing our
Yeah.
people or ourselves or something. So it was wonderful. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Anyone else want to share? These are powerful. These are powerful. Thank you so much.
I'll
Maya?
share.
Yes, thank you.
So the butterfly that I saw was like a very, very teeny butterfly, and following it was like fast forwarding, like through scenes kind of thing. Like it was just so fast, and then it would pause and I would lose track of it, and I'd kind of just be in a scene for a moment, and then I'd be able to find it again, and then it would fast forward to something else. It was like I was traveling through a lot of time and space.
Nice.
And I saw kind of all kinds of things. I was in a forest. There's one that I have had recurring visions of, which was something that I spent a little bit of time on. It's an old Native American woman squatting in the bushes, hiding because she's being chased down
Mm.
for speaking her truth. And this is something that I've had come up in visions before. So I did spend time there again. I was on a canoe going down a river really quickly. I was, there was a wooden cabin at one point. There was a lot of scenes with teepees. And at one point I actually sunk, like the butterfly went into the ground, and I sunk into the ground and was just sitting in the earth for a while. And it was like, but like I knew somehow that I was going backwards in time by being below
Right.
the earth. I don't know why. And when I came out of there, it was kind of like this fast spiral of like teepee's cave, teepee's cave, teepee's cave, teepee's cave. And I couldn't figure it out. And then finally it was like, it resolved into, I lived in the cave on the edge of the tribe or the village or whatever of teepees. I believe this would be a past self.
Feels like it.
That I saw. And she was like the village or tribal medicine woman or shamaness or whatever. And so we were sitting by the fire in her cave, and the butterfly landed on her chest, and then she realized I was there. And I saw her very clearly. Like she had the dark brown hair. I couldn't tell if her eyes were blue or green, but they were very light in color, which is different than mine. And I also couldn't tell if she was actually blind or if she had enhanced vision. And she was very artistic. The walls of the cave were just covered in artwork that she had done. And once she realized I was there, she started leading me down a tunnel in the cave, deeper into the cave. And there was a deep cavern in the cave that had, it was, I don't know where the lighting was coming from, but I could see it wasn't dark in there. And there was a circle of just stones that were like seats for people to sit on. And the message that I got was just that I need to find my circle of elders or like tribal leaders that are going to support me on my journey and really step onto this path of shamanism. And that was like, I didn't get much as far as messages went. Everything was really quiet. There was so much travel involved. And by the time you were like, okay, it's time to go back, I'm like, I don't know if I even heard what I was supposed to.
Yeah.
But it was really interesting. And it felt like it was very, very long time ago. So yeah,
that's what it feels. It does feel very, very ancient. It felt when as you started to talk about it, I was like, oh, this feels kind of like an initiation a little bit, like they're showing you what they're initiating you into, and that's like what's to come. And that makes sense because you are signing up for the class. So that happens if you decide to take a shamanic class. And same thing happened with me, where it's like once I decided I was going to get trained and certified in shamanism, now the dreams started coming. Now the past life stuff started to show up. It was
ever since you and I talked, like my dreams last night and the night before have been so vivid And like to the point where I wake up and I'm just disturbed because I'm like, holy cow. And I don't remember my dreams anymore. I used to, but I haven't for a really long time. And just the last couple of nights that they've been really, really vivid. And the other thing with that too is like I had just it's been maybe 3 weeks since I had the download, or I don't even know what you would call it, that I am a shaman or that I'm supposed to become a shaman. And yet I have been able to harness earth magic already, like pull it up from the earth. And I've built this really deep connection with Gaia, with Mother Earth. And it's been in a very short period of time, but it feels like it's all just like going to happen. This is going to happen really fast. And as I've made these decisions, it's been really intense. And this felt kind of the same. It was just like, pew, pew, like everything was so fast, but then it's also really, really deep and powerful. So it was really cool. That was very,
that's awesome. Awesome. Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And I feel like that's just the tip of the iceberg. You're going to be experiencing bigger than that now that you've opened the gateway to be able to, communicate with that and find out more about your past lineage as a shaman or medicine woman or, some kind of like the village healer, like you said, on the side of town where the cave. I'm sure a lot of us might have memories of living somewhere where we lived in the cave, or a past life where we were either the old crazy witch in the cave or the medicine woman with our walking stick and our lamp in the cave. Like, we might have a lot of those being like on the outside of the village. Miss Maya?
Hi. That was very interesting and amazing. I've never had it like that. I actually, I was back at a waterfall where I love to go, and the tree just happened to be up at the top of the waterfall, but there was like a hole in the tree and a butterfly came out of it. And when the butterfly landed on my finger, the tree had a door and we went inside and down, like through the roots. I ended up on the side of the stream, just walking through fields, and the fields are just lighting up with different fireflies. And I just kept walking, and in the center of it, it was my tribe just sitting there with a fire. I'm trying not to cry, with a fire just sitting there. And it was me sitting there, but I didn't speak. I spoke, but my lips weren't moving. And when I looked to the side, it was my little brother, who's actually my son. And he was telling me that he came back in this life because he didn't get as much love. And I promised him then that I would give it. And I was told, remember to heal myself, but I need to learn how to heal the earth while I give this love to my son. So she dipped her thumb in some clay and marked my forehead. They gave me something to drink and put a robe on me, and then I had to leave. So,
that's beautiful.
It was wonderful.
That gave me so many goosebumps. That's beautiful. That's really, really beautiful. One of the things is my guides had suggested the butterfly this time for you guys because of the fact that since not everybody's in my class, when you join the class, we have to do certain things that then give you permission and give you the ability to go to certain parts of the shamanic universe. Upper world, middle world, lower world, and to be able to access certain things, even like past lives and stuff. But the butterfly was going to be like your chaperone. The butterfly was going to give you the ability to go places where we would normally be able to go to after they've given you permission. You would have permission today as long as you went with your butterfly. Your butterfly was going to be kind of like your chaperone. You went through the tree. That's what I teach in the first class. And you went down into under the roots, which is lower world, which I teach in like class number 2. So that's amazing to me that I'm like, oh, that butterfly really did take you like through the pathway. That's awesome.
It did.
That's
and
really,
I've never,
really awesome.
any time that I've done this, I've only met a different version of myself 1 or 2 other times, but it was never down to under. It was never a lower. This was something completely different.
Yeah.
It was amazing. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. You're absolutely welcome. A little advanced training, a little level 2, whatever. For students who are going to be joining me in level 2. That's where we usually go to bring back soul retrievals. I usually have to go into lower world. There's more to it than that, but because this was like a previous soul that was talking to you, that might have been the reason why you had to go to lower world to talk with him, because he was an older, like a spirit that you had to go speak to. So that was beautiful. That gave me chills and tears in my eyes as well. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. Okay, I have time for one more. If anybody else wants to share one more, and then we can wrap it up. Gwen,
I'll share.
yay!
I'm always a share. Mine was very interesting this time. Wasn't, I try not to expect anything when I go into journey, because my guides like to go,
Right.
no, we're going to take you here. But I did see the butterfly. It took me a little bit to see the butterfly, but then when the butterfly presented itself, it was blue and gold. And when it flew, there was gold behind it. I don't know how to, kind of like a fairy.
Yeah. I can see that.
And when the butterfly took me into my sacred garden, and I actually met one of my other guides there, and my guide introduced me to my galactic self, I would say, or starseed self.
Yeah.
It reminded me of the movie Avatar, because I was blue.
I was gonna say you were blue and you were Assyrian, and I know that already, but go on. Before you even said it, I can already tell you, because I've seen her before.
The butterfly actually flew into her chest, and the gold came out, like spread out, and had a crown on. I could literally feel the crown as we were journeying, like I was wearing it.
Nice.
She did healing for me. She was giving me courage and strength. And when you said it was time to go, she said one more thing. She took her hand like this and placed it on my heart. And I could in the journey, I could see a blue handprint on my heart. And she said, you're going to continue healing and to help others. So
I love that. That's beautiful. I love that. Awesome. Yeah. I don't know. As soon as you said it, I was like, oh yeah, I see you. You're blue. And the tall blue ones are Syrians. So you can, yeah.
And
So
Julie knows this. It was Christian. He's blue.
Oh, really?
Yep.
So did Julie talk to him for you when you had like your session with her? Oh, that's nice. Yeah. That's awesome. That's really
It's
really
so
awesome.
funny, because like when he was talking to me, of course he just looks like how I imagine him, but he's blue. But I think I was telling you, oh, remember, if they just show up as a blue blob, I don't know what they're saying. So they have to put themselves into something. And I must have said blue blob like 3 times. If they're just a blue blob of light, I don't understand what they're saying. That's amazing.
That is amazing.
Very
That's super amazing. I love it, guys. I love it. Thank you guys so much for sharing. Those were all really, really awesome. We had a really, really great session. Thank you guys so much. So again, I guess the last thing that I just wanted to say, if you are interested in your own shamanic path and taking that further and getting certified yourself to use shamanism as a tool to heal self and to heal others, these are the kinds of things that we do. We gain access to different parts of the spirit realm. We learn how to talk to different guides and pull forward all kinds of different things for healing ourselves and then healing others. So level 1 is the beginner's level. Level 2 is practitioner, and level 3 is advanced. So in order to take the other steps, of course, you have to take level 1 first. I'm opening up a new level 1 course. I already have one running right now, but my guys were like, well, there's people that got left out of that one that they want those people in level 2 when we join together as one class in level 2. So I opened up the level 1, and it's going to start November 2nd. And so that will be 4 months that we'll be training. You get a downloadable digital version of your certification, as well as a mailed hard copy, like kind of like the one behind me here, but from me, that you'll be able to have as your certification to hang up in your own shop. If you do have an herbalist shop, if you have a Reiki shop, you'll have your own certification for shamanism that you can hang up for yourself there. Or if you just want it for yourself, if you just want it so that you can get certified and learn how to heal for yourself, it's a beautiful practice. Like I said, I had tried tons of other things, and shamanism was the thing that really put it all together for me. I was no longer talking to ghosts at nighttime. I was no longer, feeling like I was going crazy. All kinds of things that were going in every direction that I didn't want them to finally had a place. It was like, no, listen here, Mr. Ghost, we'll talk when I go into shamanic journey. You know the rules. So then they would let me sleep now. So there's lots of things that shamanic journey, really, really helped me with. So that's what I do. I teach that. It's going to start November 2nd. Today's the 15th. And so you have 2 more days, the rest of today, the 16th, and the rest of 17th for the promo that I have, which is to get it at the lowest tuition offer that I'm giving to start off with. So it's a little early bird promotion for people who wanted to sign up early. I'm offering that at the discount until October 17th. And then after that, you can still join. It just will no longer be at the lowest price available. With that, you also get bonuses. You get a soul retrieval, which I kind of touched on today just a little bit, but that's basically where I will go into shamanic journey for you and connect you back with a piece of your soul that has fragmented. In shamanic belief, pieces of our soul fragment and fall away when we experience trauma, shock of any kind, just very, very big traumatic events. And so in order to fully heal, we don't have all of our pieces with us. So the shaman will bring those pieces and join them back together with you so that you have a better chance at healing and being in your full power. So you get a free shamanic soul retrieval with me, which is normally $244 is what it really is, but it's about $244 normally, but you'll get that as a bonus with the class. You'll also get 2 class crystals mailed to you directly from me. This class, the last class, we got a Tektite and a Hematite. This class is getting Tektite again, but this time we're getting red jasper. So I thought that was really cool. I haven't used red jasper for grounding before, but that's our grounding stone this time. So you guys will get that from me. And then you also get the journal. So we all have our journal that I created here. You can buy this on Amazon without the class if you want to just have one, but it goes along with the class. So all of these things aren't explained in the journal. Like it will give you the lesson, the other side lessons that I'm going through, but you won't have me to teach you what the lessons are. But you're more than welcome to find this on Amazon and buy them, but you get it for free from me when you sign up for the class. So that's my little handy dandy notebook. All right, so that's it. If you have any questions about the class, about shamanism, or anything in general, I'll stick around for the next 13 minutes till 4:30 just for questions, and I'm going to stop the recording now. So let me just say bye. Thank you very much for tuning in. All of you who are watching the replay, feel free to reach out to me, leave comments, tell us about your journey, and share with us. If you're not in my group, reach out to me so that you can join our group so we can continue these shares and learning with each other. And feel free also, I'll put in the comments my email list in case you want to join my email list. So I'm going to go ahead and end the recording now.